Brought to you by JEGS.
Hi, I'm Lisa Chissis, and I'm the president and owner of Flex-a-lite. I want to show you how to choose an electric fan for a primary cooling application, which means you're going to remove the belt-driven fan assembly so you can get more horsepower, you can get cooler AC output, you can get a quicker engine warm-up, and you're going to see some additional torque as well. So the first thing you need to find out is how much width is available for your radiator core. Next, I want to know the height that's available, and then the depth, so whatever is my closest obstruction. So once I've determined what size I can use, I also want to show you the different options that are available for the same diameter fan. So these are all 16-inch fan blade assemblies. This is a straight bladed fan and this is an S-bladed fan. So this straight blade fan, you can see how the shroud is flatter right here. So this dimension right here is about 1 1/4 inches. Up at the motor right here, it's 3 3/16. The next step would be the Cyclone Fan here. Now this is an S-bladed fan, so it is going to have a little bit quieter fan operation. The other thing that the ring around the fan does is it helps to support the blade in case of mud or rocks that can get up in there for off-road applications. Now this fan moves 2500 CFM, which is the minimum that we recommend for a V8. The next step is this 180 fan here. So this is a 16-inch fan blade with a shroud combination. You can see how much more core surface we're covering. It's important that you cover at least 70% of your radiator core. Ideally, you're covering 100%. But see, we've pulled the blade assembly away from the surface of the radiator versus what you're doing on the Cyclone here. This is going to move air like a donut. You're going to have a dead spot in the middle. This configuration is going to move airflow through the entire radiator surface. Actually get 40% more BTU output out of this configuration versus that one. So especially if you've got a 5 liter or above, we recommend that you go up to a shrouded assembly. The other thing I want to point out on the shroud, see how there's a bulb seal that goes all the way around? That way I make sure that all of the airflow is coming through the radiator core rather than robbing it from the engine compartment. The other thing that bulb seal does is makes up the gap if I actually have a fan that's hanging over my core. So you can see here I'm showing you how the shroud is actually coming over past the core of my radiator. So I've got this gap to make up the difference here. Well, that bulb seal is doing it for me once it's compressed on there. Choosing the right electric fan is a good performance upgrade. However, we don't recommend you use an electric fan for a 4-core radiator. There's just too much static pressure for it to try to pull through.
Brought to you by JEGS. Fast Delivery. Your source for high performance and quality. Delivering performance since 1960. JEGS.com.